Okay, I'm here with David Carson, who is a very much loved and well recognised graphic designer, probably most strongly associated with Ray Gun magazine, but also surfers worldwide have read and enjoyed your stuff, David. So welcome to New Zealand. With the question we have to get out of the way, are you going to get a chance to try out some New Zealand surf in the winter?
Well, I hope. I've always read about it and heard about the good surf here over the years and see the wonderful pictures, but so I hope to be able to experience it.
Have you got a 5mm suit?
I'm happy to say I don't own a 5mm suit.
Okay. Well, it's actually probably similar to California. You've got some pretty cold currents, right?
It is, yeah. And I actually, in the winter, usually go down to the Caribbean, and it's very warm there, so I'm a bit spoiled.
Yeah. David, one of the things that you have achieved quite consistently with Reagan, but your other work, is you're really great at creating, I suppose, what you'd call a visual identity. So it's something that's like a signature look, but then has the ability to carry on, even if within it, though it adapts over time. But you manage to create an identity that just has continuity over time. Are there any tricks to that kind of continuity and visual identity?
Well, I think if you get into trouble if you start thinking in terms of tricks or something that may always work or anything that's a formula in a sense. And the way I'm working, whether it's for the music magazine or Giorgio Armani or Microsoft or Quicksilver, it's the approach is basically the same. Who's our audience? How are we trying to, or how are we going to reach them? What other things are they seeing? What is their visual language? And to speak to them on an emotional level visually, and to promise them that what the brand is about through the visual presentation, and then hopefully it's carried through in not only what they read and the collateral, but just in the way the company does business as a whole. So if I do a music magazine, it shouldn't look like, let's say, the Microsoft or something, because they're very different companies, different needs, different clients, but there can be an approach that is personal and subjective in a sense that it's trying to reach their particular audience, do what it needs to do, and not be just a formula or not just something where you plug in automatically and expect it to work everywhere. Those things don't work, and I think the consumers see through that.
You seem to approach every task with almost like the same level of discipline again, and you don't have a kind of a box of tricks. You approach every task with a kind of a fresh approach.
Well, I think the general approach is maybe similar, but each project is fresh. Every client is different. They have different needs. They have different goals, and so that I always say the solution to any kind of branding or design work is always within the thing itself. It's not, you don't have to go outside to try to find some formula that works for somebody. It's always going to be with the company or people you're talking to, and that, again, that comes from who are they, what's their history, who are they trying to reach, what is that audience, what are you competing against for their attention, what are they used to seeing. And of course, that level has gone up in a lot of industries because people have seen better commercials, better everything, better websites. And so a lot of times I think designers or agencies don't always give enough credit to the consumer who's actually seeing some pretty good stuff. And
the web is kind of just accelerating that awareness, right?
Absolutely, and the web was maybe a slow starter in a sense design-wise, but it's certainly caught up and continues to set trends and everything. You can't be successful without addressing the influence and just the visibility that gives you.
You could be surfing anywhere in the world. I imagine that you don't have to work, but you choose to. Why do you work? And you're going to be working for the foreseeable future.
Well, I hope so. I've always seen my work more as a hobby that I enjoy doing, and it's I've been lucky to be able to kind of pick and choose a lot of the projects I work on, and so the things I want to be doing, and that they're creative challenges, and so that I enjoy that. It's fun. I've always said I make my living from my hobby, and I do pick and choose the projects I want to work on. And I enjoy that. But at the same time, during the winter, you'll find me many weeks of the winter, if not months, down in the Caribbean, where I have a home that sits on a great surfing break. So.
And Zurich as well was where you
It's part-time. I just enjoy Europe and spend some time.
not so much surf in Zurich.
You'd be surprised. They actually have a surf team and they surf behind the boats in the lake, and more than you would think.
The really irritating thing is the Swiss that won the America's Cup off us, which is kind of like, they don't even have an ocean. That's annoying. David, it's great to meet you. Thanks for giving us some time.
Thanks for having me. Great.